All right, guys, so I bought another car here. Y'all probably know this is a 67. Tell by looking at it. 4-door. Popped up on Marketplace, and it was pretty cheap, but it was a little bit more than, you know, I would be willing to go look at a car for, seeing how I don't really need more cars. But it's out on there a little while, nobody bought it, and she dropped the price, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I need to go look at it. Went to look at it, talked her down in price even more. I ended up getting this car for $400, which I believe was a doggone good deal. It's a 67. Now, what makes that such a good deal, makes this car such a good deal at $400, is it's rust free. I mean, you've got like a little bit of rust popping through the paint up here, but if I looked at the frame rails, they are solid. I looked at the floor pans, the trunk pan, the gas tank, like zero rust under there. They did some good undercoating, I imagine, back when this car was new or close to it. As you can see, don't look at that address, but that's a sticker that this thing was about to get taken by the city. So we saved this thing from getting crushed, if you want to look at it that way, or whatever the city would have done with it. I don't have a set of keys for it. That kind of sucks. I do have the original title. I don't know if that's going to help me much in North Carolina, since I didn't buy it from the guy that his name's on the title. It appears to me they tried to leave it an open title, but they didn't get the signature notarized. So I don't have a notary that will do favors for me like that. So we might, if we decide to get a title for this thing, have to go through Vermont. Haven't decided what I'm gonna do with this car yet. Obviously, when I was looking at it, I was kind of thinking, I'll part it out, make some money. Don't need another Galaxie. But when I got this thing, I mean, this thing is honestly really nice. Zero rust. The paint is good. I mean, if you look at like the sides here, I don't know if you can see, but looking at it in person, I can actually see the reflection of the red Galaxie. And this is even before a clean or like a buff or anything. It's got this little rusty spot on the trunk here, whatever. We just call that patina, right? All the chrome is like in really good shape. It's got a little bit of corrosion happening down there, but who cares? I could put some polish on that and that would really brighten up. I think it's missing this chrome piece on the, or actually there is a piece of chrome on the seat there, so I don't remember seeing this piece on it. But anyway, otherwise it's a complete car. I mean, but look at this interior. The vinyl is still, you know, relatively supple. It's not trying to split and crack with every movement. The doors are open and shut great. I mean, that's like a vault door right there. Let's see how the windows go. Flawless. We'll see if the driver's window does the same. Well, driver's seat has some tear on it, but look at that dash. That dash is very nice. Usually they're cracked up and all. So this is a 390 car, which makes it kind of cool. Let's try this window real quick, just for my curiosity. Oh yeah. Look at this under dash AC unit. Isn't that just cool? Says 68,869 miles on the dash. Here's what the brake pedal looks like. Y'all tell me if that looks like it's rolled over or not. Here's the armrest. That's another kind of sign that you can tell if it's rolled over. Let me is the first time I've sat in this thing. Brake pedal has all of the movement, absolutely no resistance. Floor is solid, zero crunchiness. Ashtray, nothing in it. Glove box, just some trash in there. Headliner is good. It's not sagging or nothing. Got a little pin there. I just noticed that for the first time. Visors still have tension on them. You can put them part way. They don't just flop down. Mirrors are the same way. They have tension on them. You can actually set them and they don't just flop. Dome light has a little crack in the lens. Rearview mirrors got a little patina on it. Maybe that's just something that cleans off. Probably not. Windshield, let's see, do I see any cracks? I don't see any cracks on the windshield. Got a crack right here on the horn button. Got a crack here on the steering wheel, but the steering wheel's not sticky or nothing. This is in really nice shape. This is a power steering car. Let's go ahead and pop the hood. This car actually came with a passenger side mirror. That's not always a thing. Look at the front end of this car. I mean, it really looks like somebody took care of it. I don't think this thing was sitting outside. It's the entire time it's been sitting. It looks like to me, because I've had a couple cars that came with this paint color, and assuming this is original paint, or the cars I've had that had this paint color that sat outside the entire time, they didn't have much paint left on them by the time I got to them. So like this car right here started out as this color, and if you remember, this car was like all rust, no paint. So it's kind of interesting. So the story on this one is the guy that owned it when I bought it is incarcerated now, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at that. And I don't know anything else about the guy. His sister's the one that sold it. She sold it because the town was coming to get it, and the title I got was the original owner, had the original owner's information on it. So this thing was never registered in the guy I bought it from's name. It makes the paperwork a headache if I'm even worried about paperwork. If you're looking at this car from a parts, resale perspective, this thing is awesome for that. I mean, that front bumper somebody really is going to want. Rear bumper too, that grille possibly, all the trim, headlight bezels. I just am struggling right now with, am I going to part up such a solid car? I will tell you though, the engine's stuck. It's a 390 car, 4-barrel. Let me pop the hood real quick. I've already lubricated the door hinges yesterday, or the hood hinges yesterday. It's got a 390. It's got the sticker that says 390 on the air cleaner. It's a power steering car. Manual brakes. And all I've done to try to rotate this engine is with the fan blades, just with my hands. It won't rotate freely, so the next step is to soak it down with some fluids in the cylinders. I want to put my inspection camera into all of the cylinders and see exactly what I'm dealing with. If this thing is just a little bit stuck, or if it's like needs a rebuild kind of stuck. We'll see. That's kind of something I would like to know before I decide what I'm gonna do with this car. I've already gotten into the trunk. I think I mentioned there's no keys for this thing, so I had to drill into the trunk. And I found some really cool stuff in there. I'm gonna post a video on that by itself, so y'all stay tuned for that. I mean, some really cool stuff y'all want to see. It was a time capsule in there. The guy I bought it from that's incarcerated, I have no reason to believe he ever got in there. All of that was just a time capsule of the original owner, so that's really cool. But But yeah, this is just a good solid car. I mean, look at the roof. There's like mildew, but that'll power wash off. And this thing I think could be a beautiful car. Get it back on the road, or it could be a great parts car, help keep a bunch of other cars on the road. Y'all put in the comments down there what I should do with this thing. I think we can all agree that I need to try to get that engine unstuck and running before I make my decision. Tow truck driver said the transmission stuck in neutral. I don't know if the linkage is just kind of rusty, and maybe that just needs a soaking of oil to free up. But y'all know me, I got a soft spot in my heart for these Galaxies. And if I was reasonable, I would park this thing out, but we don't get into old cars because we're reasonable, you know what I'm saying? 2 of the tires hold air. Haven't tried to put air in the fronts. It looks like maybe the bead is not on there anymore, or the bead isn't sealed up on that one anymore. But there is a spare tire in the trunk, and I've got a spare in the Galaxie, so maybe we can get some rollers on it. Alrighty, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Feel like I'm rambling now. Once again, put in the comments, what should I do with this thing? I'm definitely looking for suggestions. Thank y'all for watching. Have a blessed day.